This is Matt for Into Boxing. Delighted to be joined by Francis Warren. Francis, in terms of cards that have been put together, this is one of the best cards Queensbury put together. In terms of stacks from top to bottom, we've got boxing legend and Amanda Serrano on the card. We've got a cracking fight, Echo Esserman, Samuel Antwi, topped off by a mega 50-50 main event. Talk to me about this card and how proud you are to be here, obviously representing boxing with such a terrific showing.
Well, it's it's a box office show, and it's one of the biggest arena in the country. So obviously we've got to put something special on, and you can't put it's just a pleasure to have Amanda Serrano here, and when it was discussed within the office, it's a bit of a coup to get her over here. So very proud to have her on the card. Obviously you got Echo and Sam Antwi, which I think is a bit of a chess match, to be honest. I think it could go either way, but obviously I'd fancy Echo big time. But yeah, and obviously the heavyweights world title fight. It's the gates just nudged open for the winner of that to go on and fight for a full world title. And but what it does do, it guarantees that world title shot. So I think the WBO have done the right thing. It's 1v2, and Usyk awaits the winner.
I mean, outside obviously when we want to see Fury's, Joshua's, Usyk's at the top of the pile, obviously Deontay Wilder's coming back into the mix with Hellenius, but outside of these boys, this is the best fight to make, and it's a cracking fight. It's a clash of styles. Both of them, they're not very, they're not going to have any beef with each other. Do you know what I mean? But in terms of an actual contest, it's an intriguing one. A lot of people are saying Joe Joyce can't be stopped unless you bring a sledgehammer in the ring. Joe Parker's been there, done it, been a world champion, and had the probably more experience in the fights. He's obviously been in with Joshua, been in with Dillian. How do you see this sort of playing out on fight night?
Well, I think you make a good point regarding the experience that Joseph Parker's had. But you've got to remember, Joe Joyce has been around the block as well. He's boxed Usyk. It may not be at a pro level, but he's got age experience on his side regarding the years. And Joe's boxed, but he's boxed on big bills, so I don't think anything like that will faze him. Joe Parker notoriously starts quite quickly. Joe not so much. So I think that will be quite similar. We'll have a similar. It'll play out quite similarly on Saturday night. One key thing for me is that Joe Parker couldn't put Chisora away in 24 rounds. And if you can't put Chisora away, you don't put him away. No. So I think that's a telling one for me.
Could it be a case of if Joe Parker has the gas tank for 12 rounds with someone like him who we know will just come forward, he's not going to get time to mess around or take these little breaks?
No.
Is that going to be the key factor, because he won't be in this fight able to slack off or maybe take a round off because he's too big and he won't let him? Is that going to be key in this fight?
Well, he punches concussively, Joe Joyce, so if you are trying to have a little rest and you're not throwing shots back, you're going to get caught by him. Takam cards, I think Takam was he was starting to gas a bit, so came after Joe and it was curtains. So I think it's great different permutations. I mean, it sounds like we're actually talking over a beer, just talking.
That's the way it should be.
It's such an intriguing fight. It's a fun fight, and but I do fancy Joe to stop Joseph Parker. I really do.
I didn't think you'd say much else different.
I've had a feeling about it since the fight was made, and I like Joe Parker. I've got a lot of respect for him, and I'm not digging him out at all. I just think, I'm a boxing nerd, and I sit there and look at records, and look at videos, and all the rest of it, and I just fancy Joe Joyce's style be too much for Parker, if it plays out the way I think.
I don't think there's too much of an out there shout for whatever happens in this fight, because they both bring a lot to the table, don't they?
Listen, I've heard some people saying a draw. It's literally if you go on your gut feeling and that's what you got to back it. You got to back your gut feeling. You got to stick to it. You can't keep chopping and changing. So I think I'll put my neck out there and say I think Joe in 8 to 10.
Join 8 to 10. Right, let me bore you with the same question everyone else is going to bore you with. Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, where are we at? We're here that there's only a small percentage left to be done, but in boxing, small percentages mean big delays and can take a long time. In terms of broadcasting issues, are there going to be any? What's your feeling on what's going to happen with this?
My brother George is leading in negotiations, so I'm not going to say anything out of turn. So if you want to go and grab him, he's around.
So bring him here. How confident are you with? Obviously, you're in the clan. How confident are you that we see this fight? Because Tyson's come out this morning and said you guys have had a week. Shithousers called on Usyk because Usyk said he was afraid of him. Tyson looks ready to go. He's fighting regardless. So
Tyson's fighting, and aside from that, mate, I'm not going to make any comments because. Listen, something might have happened in the last 10 minutes while the weigh-in's going on, so you don't know. So I'm not, just have a chat with George. He's leading the negotiations on that. I haven't been told anything other than they're going well. So that's where we are.
Well, fingers crossed we get to see that fight. I'm not asking. No, I've prodded it enough. Look, Francis, thank you for giving us some of your time. Appreciate it, and we'll look forward to seeing you on Saturday night. It's going to be an epic night.
Top man, thanks very much.